Okay, this is episode 10 or 11, I think. But we are ditching the GoPro. No shade towards GoPro. Well, maybe a little shade, but the space, the storage needed on my phone and laptop to do this in a reasonable way was not working out. So we're going the classic tripod method, and hopefully it works out for us. It'll still be the same themes, I guess, the same motive behind creating this sort of content. Minimally edited to make it raw and real, because we need raw and real stuff in 2025 and onward, because it's getting fake out there. But it is my core day, which, if you've been paying attention to the other videos, we do neck and we do the traditional core, which is like abs and low back sort of stuff. So again, this is on the fly. No edit, minimal edits. So I'm going to be flubbing my words and what have you. And this is a pretty quick workout, but I wanted you to join me regardless. And we're going to be continuing to do this every week. I'm going to document all my workouts for you to follow along with, or just get some ideas, some inspiration, maybe some entertainment, whatever the case may be. But the main event is the ab wheel and then some neck curls. And I do like to finish as well with a little bit of a isometric hold for the back of my neck, as well as some weighted leg raises. But my abs are actually still pretty sore from what I did on Saturday, which you can check that video out as well if you want to. The other thing too is there is at least one client who's watching these videos, and she's like, any chance you could just like carry your camera around on a tripod instead? And it's like, you know, that's probably the route we'll end up going, and here we are. And that's not just because of the GoPro footage taking up so much space, but also because then you can actually see more of the exercise. So that obviously makes sense. That was a consideration, but the GoPro was like, you know, turn it on and then you just go. Don't have to like do any setup otherwise like you do with a tripod. But gym is empty right now, making it pretty easy to get this going. But let's get to it. I need a pad though for my knees. Pad up here. You can't see where up here is though. Anyway, so we warm up with regular ab wheel, and then I do one set standing. Oh no, yeah, my abs are a little sore. Goodness gracious. See, I might be skipping the, can't think of what it's called now. The leg raise I was talking about, that weighted leg raise. But I'll probably still do the isometric hold for the back of my neck. But let's get our first little neck curl going. Some neck flexion. Darn it. Come on, you. So as I've said so many times, too many times, I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna start shouting because I gotta go grab a towel from over here. Anyway, the neck is a very important area of the body to train for a variety of reasons. You can check out other videos for more of the dirty details, but in short, it is, you know, an area of the body that has muscles, a lot of muscles, and it's sort of like an extension of your core, hence why I kind of pair it with my other core work. And, you know, training your neck can help prevent headaches, concussion, other injury and things. But the most simple way you can go about it, I'm gonna probably start with a 45. I think that's what I did last time. Is to grab a towel, put that sucker upon your forehead, dumbbell goes on the towel, which is on your forehead, to protect the forehead, and then you start curling. Going all the way back. Don't worry, I'm not going to snap my neck. You gotta work within your means. Not everybody's gonna be here, but you can perhaps get here if you work at it. This is just a warm-up set. Gonna use a 70 on the top set. Probably do 2 warm-ups before that top set. Warm-ups are practice, so you don't want to make, or you want to make sure you don't go too hard on your warm-ups, because then you're just going to get in the way of your abilities on your working sets, and that would mean you're not going to get as much of the appropriate stimulus from that working set, those working sets, whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay. Other thing too is I will be wearing a mic in the future, but since there's no one here, I figured we'll just do it with our pipes alone. Anyway, got the Muscle Mold shirt on. A client actually designed this for us, and some people can't tell it's a mole. I get that, it's not a very common animal, but the story behind that is success started in a basement, moles live underground. Perhaps you can kind of put it together from there. And then our colors are yellow and blue, which is why the mole is blue. I don't need this pad, what am I doing? So yeah, next we're going into our standing ab wheel. Very challenging movement, extremely challenging. I mean, ab wheel is already pretty challenging, but doing it standing is next level. And we're just taking it as far as we can, taking it to failure. I always train to failure, which is kind of a subjective thing. Am I actually training to failure in every case? Perhaps not. What I mean by that is, you know, if there was a gun to my head, could I have done another rep? Maybe. But we'll never know, because that's really morbid. Who's going to do that? So I'm just going to be giving it my all from what I consider to be my all, and that'll be at least in the realm of failure. Because you don't need to train to failure necessarily to make progress, to make gains, but you got to be close. So as long as you're aiming for failure, you're probably going to be close at least, assuming you know what it is to train hard, which is a hard thing to teach. But anyway, let's do it. Yoo-hoo! Oh. 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 Oh my God. Okay, that's it. And from there, the next 2 sets of ab wheel are weighted. Got a pretty nifty weight vest I'll show you. Next up, so yeah, 70 pounds is going to be my working set, my top set. I'm doing 2 working sets. I'm probably going to we'll go, doesn't matter that much. I'm overthinking it for sure. Let's go 55. No, let's go 60. No, let's go 50, 60. 60! I'll probably do 2 rounds of 70 depending for my working sets, but we'll see. Depends how challenging that first one is. I stopped counting reps for myself a long time ago. That's not necessarily true, but on a lot of my exercise, my sets, I don't count the reps unless it's unilateral, because I want to make sure that unilateral meaning single-sided. I want to make sure I'm getting the same on both sides, or similar, at least. And neck training, it's not I know it sounds like it could be a dangerous thing. And if you don't know what you're doing, it perhaps will be, but that goes for all exercise. Oh. I probably took that a little too far. I kind of got in the zone. I didn't fail, but it was a little more effort than I intended to give. All right, so it'll take me a second to set up this weight vest, but one thing you'll notice too about my workouts, as should be with anyone's workouts really, is that I do the same things every week. You know, I'll change the workouts at a point. I'll doctor things here or there. Oh, this is the weight vest, by the way, not sponsored, but it's plate loaded. So it's only useful if you have weight plates at your disposal. And if you do happen to have weight plates at your disposal, this is the weighted vest you want. Way more versatile than the traditional sandbag kind of weight vest. And, you know, I enjoy a good weight vest regardless of the type, but this is my favorite personally. And we've been working with 35 extra pounds on the back, so that's what we're going to continue with. And we want to make sure it's on the back side, not the front side. On the front side, we're taking off the little piece you put the plates on, so it doesn't get in the way of my range of motion. So yeah, I work out, I do devoted workouts, we'll say 5 times per week? No, 6 times per week. 6 times per week. With Monday being upper body with an upper arm emphasis. And then Tuesday, being today, neck and abs, or a core day, as I've called it. Wednesday is lower. And Thursday is another upper. And that one's also upper arm focused. I should just say arm focused, because I'm doing a lot of forearm work as well. Bring up the appendages. Friday is my only off day, but I still make sure that I'm not a slug. Saturday is jujitsu, ideally, my one day of jujitsu. Like to do more, but it's just hard to do it all, man. And my schedule doesn't really allow for it anyway. Work schedule, I mean. I'm mostly an evening trainer. I will say like afternoon, evening trainer. And then Sunday is another lower body day. So 2 upper body days, 2 lower body days. Oh, and Saturday with jiu-jitsu, I also try and do some more core and neck work as well. So that's how I do it. But I think if you follow along this journey, and hopefully you don't get other trainers in on the action, if you follow along on this journey, you'll learn a thing or two. Or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or infinity. Away we go. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking at the beginning there that maybe it was just a wee bit lighter than I wanted. And then we can up it to 45, but I think we still got more we can do with that 35. Okay, on to the top set of the neck. So obviously I'm supporting the weight with my hands. In an ideal world, I'd have some kind of mechanism to fasten the weight to my head. We do have a neck harness here, but it's kind of uncomfortable and it's a little more annoying to get it all set up. So this works just freaking fine. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to do some cardio today too, but it's already 10:12. We just finished working not too long ago. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't know if I'll get time to do that, which is stupid. I don't like being the don't have time to do it guy. But, you know, we're getting our steps at least. Gonna walk the dog. Maybe I'll play with my doggy in a more intense way. But no, I can't because I gotta feed him and he'll get bloat if he plays too hard too soon to his eating window. So anyway, let's do it. Okay, so I suspect if there was a gun to my head that would have been it, man. So we'll probably go, I don't know, probably go 65 on the next one. I was really hoping to do 2 rounds of 70, but can't rush art. Oh, yeah. Ab wheel. In my opinion, this is really the only rectus abdominis wowzers movement you really need to do. And it is progressible because, first of all, not that many people are very proficient with doing it regular kneeling, but if you are, you could learn how to do it standing as a progression, or get yourself a nice weight vest and progress that way. And you get the added benefit of some low back activity as well. And you get some shoulder mobility out of it too. Oh, all right. Godspeed, little doodle. Oh. If you know that quote, put it down in the comments below. And no cheating, no Googling. Whoop, falling. Yeah. That's it. Now I could do more sets. But all that's really gonna do is make it harder to recover and actually get stronger. You know, maybe a third set wouldn't do that, but why risk it? The intention is not to do less work, it's to bring more intensity. And again, you'll notice this workout is very short. Not all your workouts need to be 30 minutes to an hour plus. Most of mine are, but again, this is, you know, it's not, your core is complex, your neck is complex, but you can get a lot done if you know the right movements to utilize. I should do more twisting work in my core. I'm no stranger to it, but yeah, for the sake of time and what have you, it's not where we're at. But I think we will, as the months go on, we'll probably add in some kind of wood chopperoos. And don't get it twisted either. So I listed off my workouts for you, the split. But I do a lot of stretching otherwise, a lot of static and dynamic stretches. And that contributes to the whole as well. So I do a lot of, you know, spinal twisting and what have you, making sure the spine stays loose as a goose. You know, geese are not the friendliest of animals, if you didn't know. That's a whole different story. So not a lot of bodybuilders train their neck. I don't really consider myself a bodybuilder per se. I mean, yes, I am. I compete. A lot of my training's catered towards bodybuilding. But I feel like it also puts you in a box when you do something like that. And what I don't love about bodybuilding, just full transparency, well, there's a lot of things, to be frank. But in regards to the specific point I'm trying to make, is the training is really, it's very often one-dimensional, you could say, two-dimensional maybe. You don't get a lot of those movements that are, I'm not the first one to say it, so it's not really a hot take, but some people get mad about it when you speak about bodybuilding as not being the most functional endeavor as many people approach it. But you can make it work. You can do largely bodybuilding, as I do, while also incorporating, you know, more specific mobility work as well. All right. Oh boy. Come on. Oh man. Oh my God. We're good. Okay. You know what? I think I will do those weighted leg raises after all. Get big or get home, as they say. Okay, I'll take you with me. Put away the ab wheel. And we're gonna go upstairs for this next part, as we often do. It really stretches out the vocal cords. Yeah. This is the only gym I've worked out. Well, okay. I think I've worked out, in the last 5 years. If you know Los Campeones, I've been there twice. Worked out at my parents' basement a handful of times. Oh, crap. I need my ankle weights for the leg raises. Anyway, as I was saying, outside of those examples, pretty sure this is the only gym I've worked out at for 5 years. Loyalty. That's what that is. Doodly doo, doodly dee. Also gotta clean up a little bit before I boogie. And again, it's already 10:22. Ay, Dios mío. Dark outside, darkness there, and nothing more. Name that quote. That's a literary classic right there. As if I know how to read. Okay. So we do our captain's chair. Leg raises. I got ankle weights, 10 pounds a pop, but you can adjust them to be as little as 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Very difficult to find heavy ankle weights. Heavier than 10 pounds. Heavier than 5 pounds even. I'm serious. Unless I just don't know where to shop. Ugh. But yeah, the ankle weights are great for a variety of core work. But right now we're just using them for adding some resistance to leg raises. You know, I shouldn't take for granted that I get to work out in an empty gym. And you know what? If you're in the Twin Cities area, you too could work out in an empty gym. Well, okay, that was potentially a lie. But if you were here on a Tuesday evening around 10:26, 26? I thought it was 10:22 downstairs. Okay, it doesn't matter. Point is, if you're here around this time on a Tuesday, it might just be you and me. But yeah, we're a small private outlet, is that what you call it? Gymnasium. Do you know what gym translates to? Like from the origins of the word gym? It means a place to exercise naked. No joke. Oh, you can press that spine a little bit. Okay. And away we go. Come on, man. Well, there's a set. I even needed to be a little heavier, I think. Too many reps. Too many reps. You can build muscle in any rep range, but does that mean you will? I used to train with more varied rep ranges, but lately I'm trying to go no higher than 8 reps. But again, that doesn't mean I'm at 8 reps, so I stop. It means I'm trying to make sure that whatever load I'm placing on the exercise is going to provide or take me to failure by around, no more than the 8th rep. That's what that means. People get that confused. And I don't really like when trainers, no shade at anybody, I don't even know who does, I don't like no specific people who are doing this, I just know it's a thing that happens, but giving specific reps, yes, like a rep goal is good, but I think people get in their head that they need to, if they're given a rep range to work in, that they just stop at whatever the high end of that range is, and that's kind of silly, because again, failure, some semblance of failure should be the goal, or else you're not going to get better. You're just not. You just not. But I'm speaking, primarily on maximal muscle development and strength. I'm not a power lifter, but that's a whole other story. The differences between powerlifting, bodybuilding, bloody, bloody blue. All right, so still haven't decided if I love this one or not. I'm a few weeks into it, and yeah. So we're gonna do a isometric hold for the back of the neck, also hitting more of the posterior chain as far as the core is concerned. So some low back and gluteals. If we die, we die. Still have the ankle weights on because we're gonna do one more set of those, even though it's kind of awkward to have these on for this. This is not the prettiest, but it definitely does a little something, something. Oh, this needs to be pushed out more. Yeah, mon Dieu, okay. Okay. Oh, God. So I basically do that till I feel my neck bending more than I want it to. I'm sure it's at least a little bent from the onset. It's not easy being cheesy. But yeah, it's not easy to be fully straight as a board. But it's still getting tension upon the muscles, the muscles. One more. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Boom, boom. Anyway. Talk about somebody who is, on that spectrum of love and hate. It's like you either love her or you hate her. I'm talking about Swifty, yo. But, having just said that, I'm relatively neutral. I don't understand the people who hate her to such an extreme, and the people who love her to the other extreme. It's it's a little extreme. But I think she's a perfectly fine artist. I don't know. Why now? It's all good. Oh. 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 Okay. And a one, and a two, and a three. Come on. I get to this point, it's happened every time I've done this workout. But on the second set of these, I don't even feel my abs anymore. So that's what makes me wonder, maybe the one set's enough. But, yeah, it's okay. Oh, one more of these. Then it's off to the cleaning and off to the doggy. My girlfriend will be off work. Yeah, believe it or not, Coach Tom has a girlfriend. But yeah, she'll be off work in about 26 minutes to be approximate. But then she'll be home in about an hour. Take these ankle weights off now. Make that a little less awkward. Ha ha! Ha ha! So one of my issues is, and this has been something I've overthought ever since I started programming my own workouts, is where you put certain exercises that might create some overlap in muscle groups. So for example, what I mean by that is I have my core day on Tuesday, and I have my technically my second. Well, if the week begins on Mondays, my first lower body day is on Wednesday. And that means there's going to be a decent amount of core involved in some of those exercises, because unless everything you're doing lower body wise is something isolated like a leg extension or a hamstring curl, you're going to need some core. Like for a squat and a deadlift, you need some core. So that means my workout today might take away from my energy as far as my core is concerned on my lower body day. Not ideal, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's not 8 days in a week. I mean, you could design a 8, 9, 10 day workout split if you want. I've thought about doing that, but we're not there yet. Eventually we might give that a try. But yeah, it's hard. Am I overthinking it? Maybe. But I think it also makes sense. Alrighty. Meh. Ah. Okay. My God. What did you... God. That'll be it, babies. Yeah. If we treated the rest of our body like we treat our necks, everything would be weak. You know what I mean? We say, oh, it's dangerous to move your head with resistance. It's like, okay, why is it not dangerous to move your arm with resistance? Just foolish. Same with your spine, like, round it all day, baby. Just know what you're doing. Anyway, more on that later. More wisdom to come. Thanks for joining my workout. And...